they tried to get on that with me at a show in Iowa. Ball Out had that chain at that time too. It was the Stop the Violence show in Iowa, and it was one of their stops on their tour. I think it was the last one, and it was with Chief Keef, Lil Durk, and King Louis, and they was all performing, and Durk did his show, or no, Louis did his show first, and I'm filming that. Durk do his show, and I'm filming that. I know these is here, you know what I'm saying, but I don't think they serious about what they talking about doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, because when I seen them, they didn't they didn't get on that with me. But when I turned my back, that's when they got on that with me. You know what I'm saying? That's when they started swinging, tried to take my camera and shit like that. But that's also when, you know, Mubu guys was King Louis people was right there in the cut. I came with them. So the manager at the time had grabbed me, got me up out of there. They ain't end up taking shit. I think they got my cell phone at the time, uh, which was weak as hell and petty as hell. Um, but as soon as that happened, I just knew people was rushing towards them. Like everybody started rushing towards them. So it was a lot of guys like swinging on them niggas as soon as that shit happened. And Ball Out had ended up getting his chain snatched. They was already on that shit though, really to begin with. Like the fight with me is what really broke the camel's back for that whole situation to transpire because everybody was cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, wasn't nobody on that until the show had started. Y'all could have did this shit in the back room. Y'all could have did this shit backstage, wherever. You know what I'm saying? But they try to world star me and they end up getting fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't end well for them. You know? And that's when the infamous rumor, supposedly it not had happened. I'm seeing everybody fighting, everybody, it was like some WWE type shit. So everybody fighting. Niggas that's supposed to be brothers is fighting. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's shit crazy. So, I mean, it's something that happened, a glimpse in time.
Where was Durk at during all this?
Durk was performing. So Durk ain't really had nothing to do with the shit. You know what I'm saying? Durk really just was performing, doing his thing. And then all I see is a little reach for his neck. You know what I'm saying? Grab him up. And put a little choke on him. It wasn't too long, but it's like that situation is something that anybody could be touched. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to look at it like this. Anybody can be touched. Anybody could be hurt. You know what I'm saying? We all human beings. So it's a glimpse in time that really, really destroyed the whole Chicago movement because after that, they couldn't perform together no more. You know what I mean? Like, nobody could be around each other performing like that no more. Unless it was like Chief Keef, Lil Reese, and Lil Reese, Lil Durk. But wasn't no King Louis and Lil Durk. Wasn't no King Louis and Chief Keef after that. None of that. So, shit could happen. You know what I'm saying? It should be happening. And I don't understand why it's so hard to just deal with that. But as men, some men feel like they too prideful to show anything or omit situations, be something that's going to tarnish their image. Durk wants to be this, the voice of the streets. He can't have no information come out talking about something he got choked. Like, that doesn't sound right to him. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, what happened. It's not that big of a deal. You know what I'm saying? It happened a long time ago. I think not just them, not just those two individuals was added. Everybody was added that night, and really destroyed the trajectory of where Chicago drill could have went as a whole. And I just feel like that shit was petty as hell, and motherfuckers should really just, put the bullshit behind them and really work together. I think that would be more of a powerful statement than to let all the past shit come in between all of them, because it's still money on the table for them. It's still money there. But y'all gotta work together. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? Like, do I think that that's a realistic thing? Maybe not. You know, people died. People, you know, this shit's serious. So, you know, to ask people to you know, renege on anything that they have said over strong, intense moments in time, I don't think they could put the past behind them. But it would be dope to see that though, because they did develop a sound that everyone uses. Like Pop Smoke, one of the biggest artists, that was drill sound though. You know, so I just seen how they affected the world, and to see the end of that shit. You can't cut that story out the movie because that's the most telling story out the movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, that just showed me where the industry could land people that's supposed to be cool at one another. You know, and as we leaving out, Lil Durk, my last conversation with Durk was, we gonna shoot hella videos, high def. Don't worry about that shit. It was almost like he was riding with Louis and Durk, and Durk and Louis was riding together at that point in time. So it was crazy to see how that even manifested to Louis and Durk not working ever again, and not being cool, because they had a cool little run together. You know what I'm saying? Doing music together, doing videos together, and they made some good sounds at that time. So to see that squander was crazy to me, but I think it had something to do with that night, for sure, because everything had something to do with that night. Like, everything ended that night.
So after that night, you leave with Durk that night, and you guys are talking about shooting more music videos.
We leave, we go to a gas station, Durk in a whole nother car, but, you know, we're just talking through the windows at the gas station stall, like a mile away from the venue, and he like, you alright, high def? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. And he like, shit, we don't worry about that shit. We gonna shoot hella videos. We gonna turn up. And that was it. We ain't never make it that far because, you know, the information had came out between Lil Reese and him via Mubu Crump, man. R.I.P. him as well. But that phone conversation is very telling when he on the phone with Reese talking about it. That's why it makes no sense to just continue to deny some shit or even to talk about it as if it was the only thing that happened that night, because it was hella people fighting, you know what I'm saying? It was wild. It was just a whole destruction of niggas that could have worked together over some petty ass shit, over some little kid shit. Like, but I think, you know, leading up to that moment, a lot of Chicago artists at that time was kind of sneak dissing each other behind closed doors, and that's what really made it difficult for them to work together as well. Like, they just wasn't, there was no camaraderie between them.